I'm representing. Are you representing, Michael?
What's I'm representing? I'm representing my second home forever,
Forever, ever, forever, ever.
forever, ever. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? It is time to return to Wakanda. Let's go! Yay!
Hey,
Oh, you got the shirt. Look at you. You got the shirt. I love it. Do you love the shirt, ladies and gentlemen? He's got the shirt. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. That is what I'm talking about. I am hyped. I don't know about anybody else, but there it is. Guys, welcome. Welcome to Talk on Tuesdays. We're here. We're back.
yeah, yeah. You back?
Always.
Right.
And I wanted to do my spiel. Interludes is streaming every Tuesday on our YouTube channel, Facebook private group fan base, LinkedIn under Pure Lighthouse Media. And I have no idea why nothing is showing. This is cute. Okay, there we go. And Interludes is on Pod TV Roku channel. To become, if you'd like to come on our platform or become a sponsor, book time with us at linktr.ee/pure light media. And on the audio side, we've been celebrating 100 episodes of pure fun and excellence. Is that right, Michael?
Yes.
I'm so
Yes,
hyped. I'm
it
so
is.
hyped. So that is what's up. When you are the person that is responsible for making sure that all the trains are on the track, when the conductor loses the locomotion, anyway, that's just a long fancy way of saying sometimes things don't work.
Is that what she was saying? Because I had no idea what she was saying.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Bruce is giving you a shout out. He says Wakanda's in the house. Nice shirt, Mr. Wamble.
It is. It is. It's you know what? It's one of the few places I love to travel where I don't have to have a passport. I just yeah.
I know. I wanted to get into what was happening over the weekend, and actually I snuck off to New York.
New York, big city of dreams, but everything in New
Mhm.
York ain't always what it seemed.
Ex
Yeah, uh-huh.
Got a chance to see this play, Top Dog Underdog by Suzanne Laurie Parks.
I
Oh
heard
my
of here.
god. Have you heard of this play?
Yes, of course, from you.
So, once upon a time, that's me with the camera and all the rest of that.
Not
That's
long
exciting.
ago.
Once upon a time,
Not long
I
ago.
went to see Top Dog Underdog in a land called New York, but this was a long time ago. Now, these pictures are from exactly 20 years ago. To the left, upper left, you see that's
That's the male
actor.
bay.
That's
That's
the
the dude
that's his
bay.
new name. But back then, he was going by Most Def. And then the
See?
actor Jeffrey Wright, friend of mine, Denise, we went to see Top Dog Underdog, and that was the old poster back from 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Wise.
most deaf was it back in New York last weekend too, along with you. He was
Oh,
on the
okay.
show on Saturday Night Live with I guess a controversial host. You know?
Oh my god. Yeah, I know. And if I had stayed in I think if I had stayed through Saturday, I probably could have snuck and got some tickets or whatever to Saturday
Oh,
Night Live. But Saturday Night Live we will get to in a moment because
it
that
gets more
was
controversial every day since it happened live. How is that? No one
I
changed
don't
any of the words. The same thing everybody said, but each day is like, well, I'm offended now. So you just watched it and now you're offended? Okay.
yeah, I don't understand it. Well, anyway, I checked it out and we'll jump to that in a minute, but this was playing at the Golden Theater and I have a program here with Corey Hawkins signature. I don't know if you guys know what okay, so the actor,
Mm-hmm.
let me make sure I get the let me see if I get Yahya Abdul Mateen.
Yeah, yeah. That's correct.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
that correct. Okay, good,
Yeah, yeah.
great. And then, of course, Corey Hawkins. I actually snuck this picture in, Michael. I was like, let's get a
There you
picture.
go. She threw it in there. Just, I mean, I mean, we know. I mean, she's Valkyrie's trying to weave the story a certain way. It's not like Corey Hawkins like invited her to go out there.
Exactly. No, no, no.
We don't want to get that rumor started. He invited her to go see the play, and then she flew out to see him.
Well, it was good. I did the photography gig that I think thanks to my good friend Roxanne for that. But then that evening I got on a train and
Roxanne,
went to Times Square and 45th Street and
Roxanne,
checked out this play.
Roxanne.
So Top Dog Underdog is playing in New York. I don't think it's playing anywhere else, but it's playing in
Right,
New York
directed
on
by Kenny
Broadway.
Leon. Yeah,
Directed by Kenny Leon. That's correct.
please give him
And
his love.
give oh my gosh, definitely, definitely. So that is what I did in the city just before the weekend came in because I think Saturday morning I was back. So that's how that worked. But
Yeah,
I
you
just
went
wanted
to
to
New York.
New York. Can we talk about
I,
Dave Chappelle's appearance on SNL?
I can, and I can. I think I can do it without getting in trouble. I'm gonna try.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna try.
It's
This is
two
the third
people,
rail. Third rail.
Michael, yeah,
Yeah.
Michael, and one other person told me, Valerie, you've got to see the opening monologue for SNL, and you were one of them, Michael. And then when I saw it, I
Me?
said, "Oh my lord!" But I loved it.
Oh my
It's
lord.
brilliant. Oh my lords.
Well, I mean, not everybody feels that way. Some people have some negative uh things to say about what he said, and they said it immediately after, and then now slowly it seems like more people, which shows you kind of the way that people watch things now. Val, the voice,
Mhm.
you know it's called Saturday Night Live, but a lot of people don't actually watch Saturday Night Live, right? They watch
Okay.
it whenever they get to it, whenever they see the clips, the certain parts of it, and then that's when they comment on it. So today is Tuesday because of course it's Talk on Tuesday, Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday with Val the Voice Johnson. So we know what day it is. It's Tuesday. This happened on Saturday, and it's still people are still talking about this thing that he said, which NPR TV critic Eric Deggans said it was disappointed. The Anti Defamation League said that Dave is beginning to go opposite of whatever he intended, and he's beginning to normalize anti-Semitic speech. He certainly did not hesitate to address the elephant, or the Kanye elephant in the room, which was Kanye West, and what Kanye said and did not say. He also talked about how Kanye got, was so in trouble that he got Kyrie in trouble too.
I thought that was funny. I honestly thought that was funny because I'm
There was
thinking,
so much of what he said that was insightful, and in the fact that the way that he said it offended people, but he was saying that I want why is it offensive to say these things that are objective fact. So Dave got in trouble for it. He's still getting in trouble for it. I'm not certainly someone that has any problems with Chappelle. I'm interested in why people continue to write and why maybe those others among us continue to read people who start out saying this man is canceled and he does this terrible stuff. Now let me give you a detail of what he said. It's like, wait a minute, you already told me how you felt. Why would I continue to read what you have to say about this issue if you're coming to it from a very, I think you've already made up your mind before he spoke. So
Yeah.
what I
And
don't understand that. I don't understand. And you know, the other part of it, which, as you notice, I'm staying away from what he is really talking about. I'm gonna let his words speak for themselves. You can either feel how you felt about what Dave said, but I don't need to repeat it. You can find it; it's out there. The other part of this about the voice is this, and I want to ask you this:
okay.
people have so much criticism over someone who is African American talking about other people and other groups that want to talk about their history and legacy of oppression, discrimination, prejudice, but they want someone African American just to disregard their own history in that area too. And that's the part that I don't accept and don't understand. I don't know why it is that there are those people who will give license to and acceptance of people using certain language that I don't use to talk about African American people. That's okay. But anytime you veer beyond that group, all of a sudden, now I'm offended and you need to be canceled. No, sir. I don't know. Don't agree with that. So that's where I come down on it real clearly, real consistently. So it doesn't get tripped up or changed at times. It is that. If you
Okay.
allow him to say the things that he has said in the past and you felt like that was brilliant and insightful and you had all kinds of awards for him, as soon as he gives that same level of really crisp criticism to anybody else or questions anybody other group, now all of a sudden we all got to run away and act like he's not funny. No, I don't have to. Sorry.
Right. Sorry, are you done? Can I
Oh
comment on
yeah, I'm
this now?
sorry. Yeah, but I mean, I just wanted to make that real clear what I'm talking about and what I'm not talking about, because what I'm not talking about is supporting anything that is anti-Semitic. I'm definitely not on that tip ever. Period. Full stop.
Right. So the one thing that I will point out about the and in my mind the brilliance of his routine is that he literally started out with a statement. He actually pulled out a paper and stated, "This is how I feel, and I don't support anti-Semitism, none of this." Like he pulled out a paper and said that. He said, "With that said, let me go into it." And then to talk about that he has friends that are Jewish, and he asked and he cracked a joke about not understanding some of the things that's in Jewish culture. So my thing is that um, it was it was his criticism of what Kanye and Kyrie and other folks have done, and I thought it was in support of number one, this is something that shouldn't be done or shouldn't be said. And he says, I had to. Kanye said this. Usually, I go and support, but this time I stood back and didn't say anything. And I'm thinking that was funny, but that was true. We didn't hear anything from Dave or anyone else in support of what Kanye said. And it's weird. We from week to week we don't know what Kanye is going to say. So that's me.
Second to second, he don't know what he's about to say.
He don't know what he's gonna say from week to week, day to day.
It flies out his mouth.
It just whatever. So my thing is that I want to be clear that it's comedy, and and it's scary in this climate of comedy. You have to be almost razor focused and sharp on what to say and what not to say. And I thought that Dave, with his expression of what happened with George Floyd, you remember that routine, and
I
it
do.
was not comedy. It was a lot of straight statements, no laughing matter.
Right, right.
But this is something where I don't support it, and this is why. And then there's other people that got caught up in trying to support this, or trying to support what was said, and I'm still not supporting it. He said that with his mouth. How are people criticizing it? So that means you have an issue with Dave as a comic, and he could have said, I love all Jews, and you would have been like, nope, I don't like that you mentioned Jews. Because the number one thing, he says, nothing good
Well,
happens
that's what he
when you
started
say these
saying,
two
right?
words.
He said the two
The
words you don't put together,
the
right?
two words you don't put together, the Jews. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, that is so true. And in Hollywood, it's a cancel culture type of thing. So the same respect that was given to Dave when speaking about something that horribly happens to our African Americans, our African American men, what happened to George Floyd and beyond, give that same lineage and respect. He's a comic. He is making a very satirical view about something that is extremely sensitive. And I thought he handled it brilliantly. Because in my mind, if I was Jewish, I'm thinking, I'm listening to him. All right, well, he said he's not anti-Semitic. Okay, I'm going to take him at his word. But if anyone's criticizing that, saying, oh, he's anti-Semitic, he didn't say that. I didn't hear that. Did you hear that? I didn't hear that. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear
I
it. I
watched it
mean,
twice. That was a 15-minute monologue. I
I
watched
mean,
it twice.
uh,
I don't know.
I also know that this is a lot of criticism for a comic, and probably not as much, consistent, clear, and enduring that was given to a former president who happened to be pro-Israeli and anti-Semitic at the same time. Is possible. I know I'm not gonna step into Kyrie's space, but look, some of y'all need to read. Seriously. Okay? Because you can be both pro-Israeli and anti-Semitic. It's possible. Sorry. I know we're all
If you guys
American
got a
and we're all
chance,
stupid, but not all of us are that stupid. And I say
right.
that looking at Mr. Orange right now, surrounded by American flags, about to tell us the world's worst kept secret. So, you
Okay,
know,
so we're gonna I'm gonna
so
ask.
this is what we want to, this is how we're gonna address a comedian, for real,
Okay. Okay.
seriously.
So I'm gonna ask the chat if you guys got a chance to see the SNL monologue of Dave Chappelle. Just put it in the chat. Let us know. And
It's
if
on
you have any
SNL, online, however you
online, if
watch,
you
however
saw it,
you
because
may have seen it.
I saw it a little bit later, and I'm thinking, hey, I wanna check it out, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm trying to find the other screen. The the other fun thing that we did
Yeah, let's get back to
over the
that.
weekend, I'm gonna turn the plane around. Here we go.
Yeah,
The other fun thing
oh,
that
wait, hey, be careful with those
we're
remarks,
gonna
especially
back
coming
up,
from New
back
York.
up,
I'm
back up
talking
the
about the
rows,
plane
and
in
we
New
just
York.
go back it up over here. That's what we gonna do. And then we go, I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna
That's
do this.
dangerous.
Guys, we were on a set this past weekend. Michael and I were
Oh,
we were
oh
playing
no,
host.
oh,
What's
woo!
wrong? You don't like what you're wearing? I thought you looked great.
Nah, I just like that look. What is that look?
I that look says I am being filmed.
Oh, wow. Under the world's hottest lights. Speaking of hot, there she is.
Yeah, and Tracy Kincaid, friend to the show, she invited us to the set of her new music video, The Time Is Now. And we
Mhm.
had a role in introducing her. And the gentleman on the floor is now a friend to the show, and we've interviewed him. His name is Alvin Malcolm Daniels, and he's a teacher like Michael,
Mm,
and the two of them like to call each other unicorns. So, but
definitely.
we really had fun on set. What did you glean from at that time fun time on the set, Michael?
Oh, it was awesome. So it's interesting to be typecast. Val and I were typecast. We were cast as the host of a popular show, and we introduced this new musical, our musical guest. I mean, the only thing that was kind of interesting was the studio audience. So I think at some point, when we might want to incorporate studio audience in a lot of energy. Val is a lot. Val's been secretly doing comedy. We're not supposed to talk about. Is somewhere in front of audiences. So she actually kind of warmed up the audience, and I sat there quietly and laughed to her jokes, and it's pretty great. So we got to film this. We were on set there for Tracy Arkincaid's song, and did a bunch of different takes. Right, all the coverage was put together, and Alvin Malcolm Daniels, the director of the who directed this. Well, actually, he kind of
Actually, he
produced
wasn't
it.
the director.
Yeah, he's a
I'm gonna.
producer. Sorry, yeah, he didn't direct it.
He
He
was
was
the
a
editor
producer.
and producer. The young woman in the middle is
Right.
Aretha Misrespect Tatum.
Respect. Let me put
Put
respect
some
on Miss
respect.
Tatum because she
That's
was
right.
the
Put some
director.
respect on her name.
I got to put some respect on her name. So let me do that. She was the director. Mr. Daniels was the producer, the
Hmm.
video editor, etc. Wore different hats and wore lots of questionable things like my yellow jacket and pink shirt. So you can probably still hear both my jacket and shirt. I tried to turn it down when the music came on for the video. It was fun. It was a great way to spend a Sunday and ignore the Bears losing by a point. So what? I don't know. What did he say? What? Speaking
What?
of great way to spend the weekend, let's go. Let's go. Hey,
Yeah. So
forever.
this is. I got a chance to see it Friday. When did you see it, Michael?
So I saw it Sunday night. So I filmed the video, and went to see arguably one of the best movies of the year. For some people I've talked to feel like it's the best movie they've seen. Period. So
Yeah, and
um, it's a story.
we're gonna definitely do this where we do not give any spoilers away because there's still many people that have not seen the film. But
So
I
we
have
shouldn't
to,
talk about the part when
yeah. So one thing that I will say
that
is
one
that
part when they came in and they did the thing.
Ryan Coogler definitely handled such a weighty uh, a weighty topic such as grief, which is something that many of us have gone through over these last 2.5 years dealing with COVID. But the loss of Chadwick is felt throughout the film, and every actor that's in this film kind of channels it, and you see it. It's written all over their face. Those tears that I saw come out of actors' faces were as real as the night is long. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh. And I remember thinking, this this is a tough subject to handle. And there's now, I don't know if you've heard of it, and thank you so much. Yeah, debuted this weekend. Thank you so much, Kevin. I don't know if you heard this, Michael. There is some Oscar buzz surrounding our Queen Ramunda, and that would be Angela Bassett. And I think that is well deserved after seeing some of the scenes that she's in, and kind of feeling her pain being very palpable. And you remember that first trailer, right? That first trailer jacked me up. I was crying on the trailer. You remember that, Michael?
Absolutely, yes.
And Rihanna's song "Lift Me Up," that was revealed later that her song was is now a part of the soundtrack. And Ryan, this film over the weekend, worldwide, 181 million.
No,
Okay.
181 million domestic.
Domestic.
330 international.
330 international. So it's already made its money back. And some. So much kudos to Ryan. And then for them to keep a lot of the I want to say the secrets what am I trying to say? The things they didn't talk too much about it. I have to say, and I don't have a picture of him right now. I'm a Tanash
Mm-hmm.
Cuta.
Yeah, I mean,
Tanash Cuta. That's Neymar.
your
Neymar. So the
names. Oh
what was
yeah.
that?
Uh-huh.
What was
No,
that,
no.
Michael?
Oh, nothing. Nothing.
Michael, what were you saying?
No, nothing about you killing people's names. Go ahead.
Well, anyway, I think the Mexican actor that played Neymar did an excellent job, and I was hoping for of a different outcome because I was really loving how things were coming together. And then I was thinking, then Marvel does that. They make you like the antagonist. That'll be my only reveal right now. But I really liked how things came together with that. And
All right.
yeah,
So
that's all
here,
I'm gonna say.
if I
What was
might,
that?
if I might, they were true. They were true to the story. They were as true to the story as you could be, to especially given what we know about Black Panther. So for some of
Mhm.
you're watching the movie. Oh, it's a cool movie. This is great. Other people are watching this, knowing the story behind it, how it's developed through before pre MCU, pre the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and going back to its origin in through Marvel stories and storytelling. This is all part of the canon. Some of these things that happen in the movie are expected. If you've been reading Black Panther, if you've ever read Black Panther, you know some of these things happen and do happen. The wild card, of course, was the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman, and what they wanted to do with this character who had been identified, T'Challa, as Black Panther. Pretty much everything else kind of follows. It follows, what Marvel has been about and is all about. This next wave, I'm talking generally now, so I'm not talking
Mhm.
specifically about the movie Val. So in general, the next wave of Marvel is people of color and women taking over. Now, if some people watching this movie and watching these changes wonder, like, how come is this? How come is that? Well, that's just what Marvel has been. If you go back to the comic books, the graphic novels, that's what it has been. That's what you see. This is a reflection of that. It certainly is an accelerated one. We certainly wish that, Chadwick was still here with us, but the things that happen there in the movie were going to happen. That's how the story moves forward. That's how it moves forward. Now, Val, we won't get into specifics, but can I get my "I told you so" though?
Yeah, you can go ahead and say that. I know what you're talking about. Now we're gonna
Okay,
leave it
all
right
right.
there.
Now when you saw it, did you go, "Oh my God, how did he know"?
Yeah,
So if
I
you
know.
all been watching Interludes Extra, Taco Tuesday, as well as hashtag Wamble Wednesday, I told you so. All right. If you saw the movie, you know what I told you so. You know exactly what I told you was going to happen. Absolutely happened. And was very, very instrumental in the story, the change in story, and how the movie ends. And what happens to one of the characters. Okay. I told you. Y'all gotta listen. If you listen to Val and I, you will learn some things about entertainment, okay? Just like if you listen to, this man about sports, you gonna learn something, okay? Hopefully you get entertained as well, but you'll be smarter for the experience. I told you so. Pat on my own
and
back.
and and let and let and let's
Triple
and let's
spread.
find out if someone else saw it. But let's bring them on. Here we go. Oh, it's Coach. It's Coach.
Hey, I could have brought that. You must learn, just like I
Like I
told you.
told you.
You must learn.
Exactly. Just like I told you. Woo!
Coach, did you go to Wakanda, or you were you chilling? Were you somewhere else?
I
Hey,
know, he telling you. Yeah, we
I'm
were there.
telling I was all up
Telling
in
you.
Wakanda, man. One
Woo!
of one of the one of the
You
greatest Marvel movies that I've personally had an opportunity to see, witness, and it was one of the movies. I mean, put it like this, you guys don't jump on me, but yeah, I went to see Superman. I fell asleep, even though it was a good movie. I woke up a couple times. I went to see Superman. I fell asleep. You know what I'm saying? These long movies get me. I was completely captured from beginning to end with Wakanda. I didn't take a doze and fall asleep. Didn't have any 2 pieces in my pocket. None of that.
none
I
of
was
that.
all in,
Mm.
and it was one of the best movies, compacted. And I'm not no sports butt, but I'm glad what they did with my girl right there. She got to be up for an award.
I agree. I agree, Coach. So I mean I don't think it should stop with
Angela.
Angela Bassett. No, I don't think that. I mean, I think that Letitia also who plays Shuri, also should be under some consideration because she had often on the set, she had a rough time putting this
Mhm.
together, okay?
Yeah,
Because that's why I don't believe anybody's ever really canceled. Just people have outrage, and over time they begin to kind of come back to their senses. Remember, if you recall, there were things said about her, about some things that she said about a pandemic that some of y'all forget even happened.
I
So
know.
there she is. Here she is in this role, and my goodness, Val, you were talking about watching them cry and all cathartic, and I'm like, I guess I saw them cry. I don't know. I was too busy wiping my own eyes, behind the 3D glasses to see like, are they crying too? Because I was. I knew I was. I
Mhm.
came in. Give you brief. I'll tell you more about it maybe tomorrow, but
Yeah,
I
all
had a
I can
very
say,
interesting experience because I sat next to somebody who I probably wouldn't normally sit next to, who I thought it was kind of odd that I was sitting next to this person. I won't get too far into it. But it was somebody that certainly would have been noticed in Wakanda, probably as a colonizer. So I watched the movie next to that person, and I had a very interesting experience with that. So
Okay.
I was
you
crying. They
should
were
have went with me.
crying. We all
You
were crying.
should you
We all
should
were crying in our row. So I
you
mean,
should have been
there
sitting
she
next to
is.
me, Mike.
Right. What's that?
You should have been sitting next to me. Then you'd have had a good ass movie you've been watching.
No. It was good. It was good. I mean, it was a good experience. And what it reminded me of was the fact that, for some people, we all experiencing this movie slightly differently, but certainly people, to push it to 180 to 330, it wasn't just the strength of African Americans coming out to see this movie. Everybody was going out to see Black Panther, Wakanda Forever over the weekend, and if they didn't see it this weekend, they coming this next weekend coming up. That movie it changed. It made history financially. It was the biggest opening ever for a movie in November. It surpassed
Mhm.
the Hunger Games Catching Fire sequel. And
Mhm.
I mean, don't we have a holiday coming up with a bunch of people in
Yeah,
town to
we
go
sure
to movies?
do. We
I
sure
mean, this,
do.
this thing,
And
this thing
Tony,
is
and
gonna
I,
stop. Can't
and
stop,
I
won't stop.
I like the situation that Val said, and I think Val used 100% right, and the fact that the way that they portrayed Bozeman, I got an opportunity to talk to my nephew beforehand, and then the way they portrayed him in that very opening, that was just fantastic. I mean, the way they did, you
no
know,
The silent
music. It
marvel.
was
Yeah, the
I
silent.
thought,
silent
And
marvel.
I
Yeah,
felt, and
yeah.
I was crying through that whole part
yeah,
because
I
every
felt like I was right there.
scene.
Did
Yeah,
you
and
not
I
feel like I was like right at the wake at the whole everything? I just felt that, and the piece that they used for him was very beautifully decorated. It was beautiful. And then to go into that, I thought the movie had started until I saw that was a dedication. I thought that was phenomenal.
And the one thing that I was extremely emotional about was that it was a quiet opening. Like there was a
Yes.
scene that happens, and then Marvel does its usual, and it's usually music playing when it's doing the animation of showing its Marvel Studios. But every scene, I know I can reveal that every scene was Chadwick just about, and I felt my heart breaking. And Ryan Coogler stated that he had the cast before they started filming go to his I think his resting site, his resting place, and they surrounded the area and prayed, and so it could bless the filming of going forward. And Wilson Duke, who plays Mbaku, he said that
Uh-huh.
oh yeah, no, love him.
Yes.
He said that when one person had a some people would grieve on set. If one person was grieving, there was someone there to kind of lift them up, and then it kind of did that thing. It went from character, person to person, character to character, because everyone had kind of identified and had a solid relationship with Chadwick, and he brought his A game in pain with no one knowing he was suffering with this horrible disease of cancer. So guys, I'm glad you got a chance to see it so we could talk to you about it, Coach. But I guess we'll transition. This will be hard.
Well, it's like the heartache and pain with Indianapolis Colts with a new coach, or
I
the
know.
heartache
Well,
and pain that I watched my Chicago Bears up 24 to freaking 10 and lose to the freaking Detroit Lions. And my boy Justin Fields not only breaks 1, 2, but he breaks 3 records as a Chicago Bear quarterback in the same game, and we lose the game. Come on, man.
So coach, I gotta tell you, the city's kind of divided on this one. And I've been asking people informally about this over the last day or so now, and it's pretty divided over this. There are some people who are quite upset that the Bears lost that game 31-30 by 1 point. And then there are others who look at it and say, November game 2022, in 3 years from now, when the Bears are in the playoffs, heading into the NFC Championship game to try to go to the Super Bowl with, MVP candidate Justin Fields, who cares? Who will look back on this game and care whether or not they lost by a point to the Detroit Lions?
Who cares?
And Goff, who's going to be watching the game just like I will on TV at that point.
You know who cares? True Bears fans. That's who cares. Right. True Bears fans. People that's with these Bears year in and year out. Them same freaking people that made that comment are probably the same people that's cool with the Bears leaving off the lakefront going to Arlington. These are the same people that don't care, that's not coming to the games, that's not support, haven't been there. They're going to be Fairweather fans. So the year that the Bears...
Fireworks about to come, y'all.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. The year that the Bears ain't doing good, they going south to some other team and jumping ship. Then they come back to the Bears and we win it. Those are those people. I don't care about 3 years from now. I want my championship now. Because 3 years from now, if the Bears make a mistake and Justin Fields, quote unquote, get hurt or do it like they did in 2021, Mike, and trade away good players, receivers, and defenders, and people that can protect Fields, then what we going to say 3 years from now? You know something, man?
Right.
We still 3 more years from now. Man, that's 6 more years, dude. Come on, man.
Get ready, Val.
I need a nap.
Get ready, Val.
All right. Chicago fan, we get you up out of town if you ain't doing nothing.
Coach, I'm one of the people. I could care less if the Bears lost that game. Now, it bothered me for about all of 5 minutes. Right. I was with me during those 5 minutes because we was on set at the time. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if they lose to the Lions on Sunday. This team is so much better as it stands right now than they were a year ago or two years ago. Oh God, I don't even want to think about that. Okay. This team is so much better. The arrow is pointing up. I think right now the Packers may have a better record than the Bears, but
Yeah,
they
but that
certainly don't.
arrow's pointing down. That
Yes,
arrow's pointing
that's
down.
what I'm telling. So that's what I'm telling you. So I definitely would rather be the Chicago Bears than the Green Bay Packers. When have I said that in the last 20 years? Not at all. But right now, today as it stands, Coach, if the Bears go on and lose every single other game this year, I'm okay. As long as Justin Fields gets better, and he did in every single game. If he keeps doing that, I'll take all the losses because I want that draft pick because I need to get him somebody, a left tackle. Oh God, what he could do with a left tackle that actually could protect him,
we need
or a
someone to
receiver
protect the
who can catch
quarterback.
a ball other than the tight end. I mean,
Right.
he's got his he's getting his who was Tom Brady's guy? The guy that does the Subway commercials now. Brady's
Gronkowski.
tight end.
Gronkowski.
Well, he's Cole Kmet's turned into the Gronk of the Midwest. So I mean, I'm cool with that, Coach. They could lose every and in fact, I kind of
Every game.
Yes. You know what? If they lose by 1 point every game the rest of the year, and Fields keeps pointing up with every game, I'm cool with that. There was a stat here. Here's a stat here because I gotta. Coach, you know stuff. I gotta look for stats to back up what I say because my stuff is suspect. My stuff is suspect compared to yours. But they did a 10-game run. They said over his first 10 games, how many players in the NFL have hit? I think it was 700 yards, 700 yards rushing, as well as close to 1,000 passing, and that list consisted of former
3 people. I think 3 or 4 people.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. I'm going to say Jalen Hunt. Jalen Hunt.
Nope. First 10 games. First 10 games as a pro.
Oh, first 10 games. Okay.
First 10 games as a pro. So that list
Lamar
consists of Lamar
Jackson
Jackson and Justin Fields. Period. Done. Justin Fields is doing things only Lamar Jackson has done so far in the NFL.
Here's the hard part about it, Mike. You worry about them fans. Here's the hard part about him. What those fans need to worry about, they don't care about right now. If they allow this to happen 3 years from now, Fields on the trading blocks because now advantage is him. I want to get out of Chicago and put me into a contender. That's what those people don't look at when they don't realize it. Contract wise,
I think that the Bears have actually turned a corner. Now, I've never thought that. There was a full 2 weeks when I was excited about Jay Cutler. I remember that many years ago. I had a full 2 weeks, and that was it. And then after that second week, he was gone, and it never came back. However, right now, I feel like that team, the whole NFL is turning over. The NFC East, wow, that's a powerhouse. My goodness. Yeah. I just saw the Commanders give the Eagles their first loss of the year. So
and that division to me is the toughest division in football right now because you got from top to bottom, 1 game separates the entire division. 1 game.
Wow, 1 game.
And with the Commanders own a victory over not only the Eagles, but Green Bay and the Bears in the last 3 weeks.
So everything that we thought we knew about football, with the exception of the Kansas City Chiefs being like one of the best teams, everything else we thought we knew about football in the NFL this year has been turned on its head. And I'm okay with that because what I thought I knew at the beginning of the years was that the Bears were terrible and had no future. Now the Bears have a future. I'm okay with this.
Real quick, I have a question. How long is Fields' contract with the Bears?
He's got a couple more years. He got a couple more years.
Two more years. And once again, that's why you can't worry about those fans talking about in 3. Yeah, you can wait because the Bears probably going to resign.
Did you do this, Val?
If you know Chicago, we get rid of people for no reason.
Get that out for here. Get that out. Yeah. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. That's ridiculous. Yeah. So like we said, everything you thought you knew about football, obviously you don't. Because I heard that Josh Allen was the MVP and that the Buffalo Bills couldn't be stopped.
Yeah.
I guess I guess
Hey,
the
Kevin.
Minnesota Vikings
Hey,
didn't
Kevin.
get that.
I'm gonna
I guess
give you that one, purple people. I'm gonna give you that one, Kevin. The Vikings coming out of the NFC North, man, has been a surprise. The win last night, and I'm telling you, Jefferson, the tight end, the wide receiver, LSU boy, playing top notch.
no,
And
I ain't giving you that.
I just got to give him.
No, you didn't. You ain't proved nobody wrong. What you proved wrong was that just Josh Allen has a terrible time taking the snap under center. That's the only thing I learned because that's how they lost. Okay,
That is how they lost. But he also made a couple mistakes. But Minnesota defense stepped up last night.
Minnesota wins with other people make a mistake at the end of the game. That stuff doesn't happen in the playoffs. That'll be the best team to have a winning out in the playoffs. Will be the Vikings, just like they did when they had a certain welfare cheat as their quarterback. Ooh, Brett Favre, another reference to him. Brett Favre should be under a jail, y'all.
Okay, what really? I have a question. I have a question for the coach. What about Jeff Saturday being hired as the head coach of the Colts? What are your thoughts on that?
Do you need NFL experience to coach an NFL team?
That's the question.
Maybe you don't. Maybe I guess as long as you play the Raiders, you don't, huh?
Hey, I tell you what. I was kind of, believe it or not, I don't know if you like my answer or not. I was kind of pushing, pulled, and torn with this situation. Here's why. Because I thought Saturday on ESPN was a great analyst. I've always liked what he had to talk about, the stuff he did. And then I kind of put myself in that situation, years on the sideline, waiting for an opportunity to just get a break. And I've seen myself with the experience. I've got 20 years coaching it, and I've seen guys with 6 months because I know Mike or I know Val or my dad was a AD here, AD there, and the door got open, and all I got is AAU, a high school experience. And it made me mad. But I'm like, wow. So when I look at the Saturday situation, the one thing that's positive, I like the way he spun it, and he was able to answer the critics, and that was, first of all, he went out and won. So that made it easy. Because when you win, that completely shuts down a lot of people. The second thing is, I like how he responded and basically said, hey, they said I had a drink with the owner and I did that. Really, I've never drank with the owner, and I really don't drink myself. I just was given an opportunity. I really don't know the situation. All I do is I became from a former football player, and now I'm become from an analyst. And what I do know is I know the locker room. I know how to win, and I just know exactly what happens when it goes on the field. Now, as a coach, I'm hoping I can put all that stuff together and get the guys to rally behind me. Obviously, it says that the coach players were tired of the situation that they were in, for one, and two, they were ready for a change. Mike, you and I and Val could have probably walked through there and won that game against Red, because when the players are fed up, they're fed up. And I don't care who comes through the door. Absolutely. If those guys are ready to give their best effort, it was good. Now, if that game would have been against the Vikings or the Bills or someone of significant other, they probably would have lost. Then it would have been like, okay, I told you this was a terrible hire. So, I'm just glad to see that he got an opportunity. What I'm mad about is the situation where the NFL talks about hiring these minorities because of the Rooney Rule. And they didn't even, and by the way, before I keep going, Val, the Rooney Rule was,
I know.
Rudy was talking about you've got to be able to get the best qualified candidates, including Black coaches who are qualified for a job. Well, they didn't even go out and do this. Now, here's how, when you say the majority, not the minority, finds loopholes. The loophole in this was the rule does not apply if the team is in season. So if they're in season and there's a firing and you got to pull an interim coach, the rule does not apply for that because they need somebody in place right away. So he was able to go around that Rooney Rule and put somebody in place that he felt could get the team. And because they got that first win, if I'm the owner or the person that put him in place, I feel good because it makes me feel as though I made the correct hire. Now, what he does this Sunday, I don't know. So right now, only time will tell. And he's in my division with the Titans. Obviously, we're going to win that division. So the Colts are not going to come out that division. And Mike, I don't even think they're going to finish second. So, he put that coach in play, and it kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier, Mike, with the Bears. He don't even care about this year. If you can give me some wins, great. We're looking to next year, and that's what's going on with that.
So
let me jump in.
the next game with real quick. I'm sorry, and I'll let you go into it, Val. The next game on the schedule for the Indianapolis Colts is they got the Philadelphia Eagles, who are probably going to be upset about their singular loss coming to town. So they're going to be in Indy. The Eagles are coming to Indy. You don't put a new coach in if you're going to face the Philadelphia Eagles. You put them in if you're going to face the Raiders.
I don't think exactly right.
Kevin's saying you're sharing facts, Coach Tony. I guess I'm not mad at Jeff's hiring because he's been with that program for so long. Loyalty, I'm sure, helped with that. And let me just state this for the record: of the 32 head coaches that are in the NFL, only 3 are African American.
I get that, Val, but here's the situation. You got Jeff Saturday, who was a player, right? So kind of like what Kevin said, if I'm an owner and I'm looking for somebody, I mean, I'm having conversations with me now with guys I know who are assistant coaches, associate head coaches, frat brothers all over the country about opportunities for myself, looking at different things. And kind of like what Kevin said, if I'm in a crunch and I need somebody right away, and Saturday played for me or played for the organization in the past. He's an ex-Indianapolis coach. So when you're looking at that, and he's sitting in a booth, right? And he's sitting in that booth weekend in and weekend out, talking football, talking strategy, and he's with the best coaches in the NFL, ex-coaches in the NFL, talking strategy, and he's got one of the best coaches ever in the game of Indianapolis, and Tony Dungy, right there. Then the opportunity, I guarantee you, that phone call came to Dungy and said, hey, man, we're thinking about hiring Saturday. What do you think? And knowing Tony Dungy, he's always a middle-of-the-road type of coach. He didn't probably push it up or down. He probably said, that's probably a good hire. The guy played for me. He did this and that. That probably sold it. And then they brought him on board. And again, like Mike said, if you're going to make the change at a game that you can got a 50-50 game that you can probably get as a win. And it makes you look good.
Coach, I agree with you. They really needed to win that game. If the Colts had lost that game,
right?
The Colts had lost that game, there would be protests likely. All of your letter organizations would be coming after the NFL and Jim Irsay. They would.
Exactly.
They won that game. So winning kind of fixes it a bit.
And Val, just to let you know that the NFL Black Players Association and the player representatives could not make a debate or an argument, nor could they arbitrate this because, again, it was a situation that happened in the middle of the season that went around the Rooney Rule for an interim coach. And because of that, that's why the Black Players Association, the head of the Black Players Association said, I hope that he has a great season, but at the end of the year, if the position becomes available and you do not bring him back from the interim and make him a head coach, then I hope that the hiring process is completely different. So they were basically saying that, in a nutshell, that we really hope he don't have a good season. So
the other part of that is that, one, and I don't know, is there an interim tag on him? I think
there is. There is.
Okay, so then part of what they're saying is that, one, they're saying it gently, as you coaches, you're saying. They're saying kind of these things gently. Like, one, don't take the interim tag off for him.
Right.
2, that at the end of the season, nobody can stop him from being one of the candidates for the job, but he can't be the only one. You're going to have to follow the Rooney Rule at the end of the year.
It'll be his job to lose. But
what's that?
It'll be his job to lose, especially if he finishes the season out well, but you got to follow the Rooney Rules, right?
You got to follow the Rooney Rules. Now, hold on. So if he finishes the season well, for a while, I hope we can now get rid of Josh. I mean, because, Coach, they're going to be opening in Vegas for a head coach job, too, at the end of the year in Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going to try to apply for that job. I'm going to try to apply for that
job better than Josh McDaniels is doing it.
Hey, I first of all, I love Vegas. I think that I can coach them boys up. I think I'll be all right. I'm a player's coach and whatnot. And like Saturday, I'm coming in with no experience. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know that's what I feel. See, that's the other part of it that I love, right? Right now that you've established that you could be watching football and come in and just coach and get a win. What's to stop Mark Davis from firing Josh Daniels? He's got to be seeing what I'm seeing. That dude is horrible.
And you
Just
got a brand new stadium.
horrible.
That stadium is gorgeous. Oh my goodness.
They got a quarterback. They stole the Packers receiver and they can't use him. Come on now. Look here, coach. Here, the interim tag's gonna stay on just Saturday. Why? Here's why. The Colts next couple games they gonna play the Eagles. That's a loss.
Yep.
They gonna play the Steelers. They playing the Steelers. Coach,
That's a win.
You think Mike Tomlin's gonna let that?
That's a win. That's a win.
Loss
That's a win
for the Steelers, right?
No, for the Colts.
Oh, Mike Tomlin is not gonna let Jeff Saturday be him.
He ain't gotta let.
Wait, you know who Mike Tomlin is, don't you?
I know
he don't have any talent, but
that's gonna
matter.
be a win. He got his boy back. He got Barkley, Saquon Barkley back in that backfield, which is the best running back in the NFL. And
no, wait. You get confused. Wait. Well, I think maybe I misstate this up here. The Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, are going to go on an epic losing streak. So this is why Jeff Saturday.
Is that a prediction?
Yes, it is.
That's Mike's prediction. That's Mike's prediction.
Here's because hey, coach.
Yep.
The Colts have wrapped up the season against the Giants. So they're gonna end the season with a horrific loss. Okay.
So who they got? So they got Philadelphia. That's a loss. They got the Steelers. That's a win.
That's a loss. Okay.
Who after the Steelers?
Cowboys.
That's a loss.
Vikings.
That's a loss.
Chargers.
That's a win. Chargers is struggling right now.
You got the Indianapolis Colts beating the LA Chargers.
Chargers struggling right now, very much. They struggling right now, and a couple of key players out.
They gonna be struggling on December 26th. They will figure it out by then, and then they end the year with the Giants. So let's go by coaches.
They go 3-3. They go 3-3 the end of the year. They already got one win. They go 3-3 the end of the year, and they make Jeff Saturday look good.
Okay, and Coach, really quickly, Mr. Springer wants to know about what are your thoughts on the Giants right now?
I like the Giants, Kev. You know, the thing about it is they were one of the other best teams. I think Mike mentioned this early in the year. We were talking about New York should be in a good position, and that should be happy because of the Giants and the Jets, and along with, at that time, the Brooklyn Nets was playing great because the Knicks, it was a no-show. And I think right now, the Giants, out of all the teams, are the one team that has slipped. And the Eagles, not Eagles, but the Jets have moved forward in what they've been doing. I don't think that because of that division, the Giants are going to come out. I think the Cowboys will win that division, and the Giants may finish second or third.
All right, and
you have confidence in the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, I got confidence in Zach and Dak. I think Dak's gonna get them turned around. I think the Cowboys come out that division.
Okay, so then what happened against the Aaron Rodgers that I was told was no good anymore when he played the Cowboys? Now, wait a minute, Mike. He started looking good again. What's that about?
It's Green Bay, man. You know Green Bay got a squad. I don't care. That's just like you asked me what happened.
They won a 5-game losing streak.
I get it. Okay, but that's like you asked me.
They met the Cowboys, and all of a sudden they started looking good again.
Okay,
Coach, got no confidence in the Cowboys. The Cowboys are one of these teams that will break your heart. Hey,
like your boy.
Don't let your babies go out to be Cowboy fans.
Hey, that's like your boy LeBron. Them they on a 14-game freaking losing streak. They wake up and blow out Brooklyn Nets the other night. What about that?
But that's the Brooklyn Nets. That team is,
No, but I'm just saying they one of the top teams in the East. So I'm just saying, Aaron Rodgers, when you got Aaron Rodgers in that backfield and you still got all those pieces, even though he's pissed about what's kind of going on, Aaron Rodgers ain't just going to let you take a game. He ain't going to let you just snatch a game.
I think that the fact that Mike McCarthy could not beat the Green Bay Packers there with the squad that he has with the Cowboys should make every Cowboy fan worried. You should
And sometimes, Mike, it's like I explained my girls' night. We came out of practice, got a big game tomorrow night. Sometimes it's the rivalry game. It's Morgan Park versus Simeon down the street. I don't care about playing CVS. I don't care about playing Julian. But when I'm playing when I'm playing Simeon, I'm up for that game. It's the battle of Vince ends. We on Vince ends, we rolling. You know what I'm saying? It's the Carolina versus Duke. Last year, when Carolina sucked and Hubert Davis got the job, but they went into Cameron Arena and upset Coach K, getting ready to walk out on his last game. Sometimes you just have those games that teams get up for. And when beginning of that game, they talking about Bart Starr, right? Tom Landry, right? They talking about the doomsday defense versus the old Packers guys up in the man. That game takes on a whole nother feel. And when you're in that locker room with them players and you talk about history of that game, we're not talking about you're coming out here today to play the Giants. No, we're talking about you about to play the Dallas Cowboys, that star on side of that helmet. And you got that green on side of that helmet. This game throw the practice plans out, throw the game plans out. This game becomes a different game, and it's going to be inch by inch tonight. Whether we lose by one or win by one, make this a game tonight. And I think Aaron Rodgers felt that, and them boys came ready to play.
So the lesson here as we wrap up with Coach Tony is this. Coach, when the the Las Vegas Raiders hire you as the next head coach, will you stay on the show with us? Will you come back for Tuesdays? We just want a little bit of your time, because I'm
gonna make it better than that. I'm gonna make the Tuesday nights. I'm gonna have you and Val out at the stadium. We're gonna have our own.
Here. I mean, as soon as the Raiders find a coach, I mean, I got love for them from when they were in the Bay Area,
And Kev just asked for tickets. I got you, Kev. I'm leaving some tickets at the gate. You got all season tickets. Good, baby.
The coach. I mean, there's surely somebody watching their games on TV that could coach that team better than Josh McDaniels. So.
Yes, I'm gonna give you that one, baby. I'm gonna give you that.
We unfortunately don't have time, but I wanted to just give a shout out to our coach who has now been with our program for 1 year. Yeah.
Hey, roll with Coach Tony. Hey,
So Kevin, the Kevins are showing you love, and definitely they and thank you. And then JY said the star shines bright in Texas.
There you go. And before we get out of here, I know we get a chance to touch on it. Mike, I know you got it pulled up because you like me, man, because you were just a guru. And that is, great game tonight by Tom Izzo, Michigan State versus Kentucky winning the overtime. You now got Duke and Kansas on TV right now. If you're not watching it, you better put that game on. And I love, I'm a Big Ten guy by heart, you know that. And I love what Izzo, barely a 1-point loss against Gonzaga Friday night. And then I jumped on the show tonight, so I didn't get to see the final of the Michigan State-Kentucky game. Mike, I don't know if you got it pulled up or not, what the final is or was. But, again, the Big Ten is going to make a big showing. I can't wait to give you guys my NCAA March Madness breakdown incoming late February, early March. It's going to be a bond. But I think this year you're going to see some real good things happen this year. And you're finally going to see the balance of basketball back into college basketball because the NIL, the name, image, likeness, which has been putting money in these players' pockets. These kids are now not worried about jumping to the NBA. They are trying to cash in all the way to graduation now.
Absolutely.
All right, Coach. Absolutely. We'll see him again next week. Wait. Yeah, we'll see him again next week because it's the week.
Yeah, we on next week.
Right. We'll either be seeing you from down south where you are. You'll be coming to us straight from Las Vegas. So
Hey, one or two. If you see me with a Las Vegas Raiders on with my hat, you already know the deal. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, Coach, man, I ain't and matter of fact, Mike and Val, I'm gonna break the news on the show. Y'all gonna be the first one to know.
Devontae Goatee.
All right. Congrats to Coach Tony. And you know
Thank
what the
you.
words are, right, Coach?
Hey, you know I love y'all, and you know what my words are, and I'm out.
And he's out. Getting that congrats in there from Kevin. Thank you so very much. Oh my
Thank you.
goodness. All
Yeah.
right,
Got
Michael.
to carry it out.
What are we
Yeah.
talking about tomorrow on hashtag
Oh,
Wamble Wednesday?
there's so much. I want to talk. I'm going to talk about some of those things on the movie that everybody has seen, going to go see, and talk about. I'm going to talk a bit more Black Panther.
And will there be spoiler alerts during your broadcast?
You know, if you want to get into some of the things that people are talking about, because I see them in the corners in the internets. I see y'all talking about things that y'all shouldn't be talking about. I might mention a few things. Maybe.
Okay, so if you're
I
gonna
certainly
watch
want to pat
hashtag
myself on the
Wamble
back.
Wednesday,
I certainly want to pat myself on the back because
exactly.
I
If you're
knew
gonna
that.
watch,
I
it's
knew
gonna
that.
be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Check them out. And as we've told you
Black
before,
creativity, loving it.
Interludes is celebrating 100 episodes of pure excellence. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. And Interludes is streaming on every Tuesday on our YouTube channel, our Facebook private group fan base, linked in under Pure Lighthouse Media, and we're now available on Pod TV Roku channel. If you'd like to become a sponsor on our platform, book time with us at linktr.ee/Pure Light Media. Become a future sponsor of Interludes by booking time with us. And like I said, we're congratulating Coach Tony for 1 year with us. And there's a lot going on, and so we are
Best is
gonna
yet
be
to
gonna be
come.
wrapping up. I forgot, the podcast for tomorrow will be with a fellow podcaster, Miss Chrissy Love, and be
All right.
loved, be seen, be heard, and that is her platform. And we'll be talking with another podcaster, female podcaster. I did Terrence before, and now I'm bringing another woman. I'm bringing a woman podcaster who does it, and she's an international speaker who has spoke. She's done a couple of TED Talks, so it's been fun. So this is exciting. All right, Michael, what's your name?
Well, my name is not Val the Voice Johnson, but yours is, and this has been Interludes Extra Talk on Tuesday with Val the Voice Johnson.
Wakanda
And
Forever.
forever, ever.
Peace.